Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. It's time to wrap up my Inakustik facility tour series, which dates all the way back to Munich. But I had so much footage that day, several hours, and I've actually used all of it in these videos that I've been sharing with you, and 3 of them are going to be released today, including this one. So let me get the housekeeping out of the way right off the bat. This video, other than this little intro I'm going to give you and some feedback in general, is going to have the walkthrough of the listening room and the gear. I did have a separate video on the audio vector speaker because that deserved a little more diving into the technology. But this, if you want to see their listening room and get the model numbers and everything, the primary gear, you can jump ahead. And even in this, I have a chapter in this video if you just want to see that part. This is going to be a little intro, not really spoiler alerts, but the other 2 videos actually have the raw footage of me doing listening tests in their listening room. You just got it stream. I didn't edit anything. I let you hear me getting acquainted with the system. Then they changed out. There's 2 different videos. One is comparing their power cord and their power conditioner to Home Depot cords and power strips. That was pretty fun, and not spoiler alert, but hopefully you're using good headphones and you can enjoy that. Then the other video that I'm releasing today, raw footage, you see it live, and my reactions afterward with regard to their speaker cables and comparing their speaker cables to their own speaker cable. Pure silver, 4004, cost no object, the best transmission line they can make, to their, went down to their 2404 series. And I think you're going to be, again, without spoiler alert, go watch those videos if you don't want to hear, but I think you're going to be impressed with the sound quality of their listening room and all of their models. And one thing that really impressed me, a takeaway, is that they make this pure silver, cost no object cable, just like Rolex makes the Daytonas and all these ones, the Meteor face one. They make it for discerning people with discerning systems that want the best of the best. But as you'll hear, their other models sound really good. And it's state-of-the-art and reference quality regardless of which one you have. So your budget is something that they take into account. They were the first ones to tell me, we don't recommend this silver cable for most people's systems at all, especially if they don't have the right gear, they don't spend money on their room. They prioritize the same things I've been saying all along: your room, your gear, setup, before you spend that kind of crazy money. But for those that want the best of the best that can be done, they make it. But I think if you've got 2404, even 1204, a micro air series, you're still getting that air dielectric, and you can get up to those different models in the North American market. I think worldwide you can get even more. They've got something for everybody. And now I know there may be a criticism when you're doing subjective jargon. I tend to steer clear of those kind of reviews types because it only applies to me and the conditions at the time. But I let you hear it first and then I give mine, so you'll be able to make your own decision. But also don't lump me in this group of always cables being subjective and jargon, audiophile jargon. I obviously talk about that in the next 2 videos to help relay my thoughts like you normally hear in a review, but it's much more than that in terms of why I recommend Inakustik. And you saw that in all the videos. If you haven't watched them, I highly encourage you to watch them, because to me, it's performance, of course, certifications, quality control, the people behind it. Just everything that you've seen in my videos impressed me so much that that's the type of company I want to be supporting. Now, traditionally, I've been mostly an objective guy when it came to cables. I spent pretty good money, but I got Blue Jean cables and River cables. I've had some videos on it, especially in the membership section of what cables I've used in the past. I just learned about Inakustik this past year, but again, I will share with you. I use before knowing about Inakustik, I used Blue Jean cables with my Wisdom audio system, and I helped my friend with MBL Extremes put Blue Jean cables with those. And I want to tell this story because it breaks down, yes, you want subjective audiophile jargon. Sometimes the performance is what matters. But in a lot of cases, that's not what matters. He could afford anything. He could afford Odin Gold or the pure silver Inakustik if he wanted to. He makes over $1 million a month. It's not going to drop in the bucket to him. But he had to have a 60-foot run under floorboards to his MBL Extremes. So 2 problems there. Number one, Contractor wouldn't put it in unless it was in-wall rated, had these certifications. His insurance wouldn't allow him to put it in there. That ruled out almost every brand we knew in the audiophile realm because they don't get it in-wall rated. They don't have these certifications for safety. So many things cut them out right off the bat. Secondarily, when you're doing 60-foot runs of speaker cable, that's where the low capacitance and the looking at the measurement parameters that you saw in the video where we did the lab and we did some experiment, that's where, no question, you will hear a difference. You put high capacitance cables that long a run with certain amps and certain speakers, you may blow your amp. But at a minimum, you may have some signal loss and some other things that can definitely impact the sound. So yes, I agree with objectivists in most cases that performance characteristics are not drastic, and you should, like Inakustik says, address everything else in your system before looking at cables. But let's face it, everything from aesthetics to quality control to measurements to certifications, and then performance as well, all are part of a decision-making process. So you need to make that decision for yourself. But I know for me, they have become my #1 cable brand until I see anything better, and I don't even aware of anybody that does everything they do, including the recordings that are fantastic. Again, I can't recommend them enough based on what I've seen and what I've shared with you. Hopefully you feel the same. But take a listen to those music clips today. And for now, in this video, I'm going to show you their gear, which don't overlook the Primaire gear and that audio vector speaker. Because on all those music clips, you're going to notice a bass performance that's high, regardless of what's used. So hope you enjoy, guys. See you back here soon. Okay, guys, getting a look at the listening room at Inakustik. Really cool. And really the first thing that stands out to me is something I've always said is one of the best room treatments around are thick curtains. Like, I've seen this firsthand in people's listening rooms, how much these thick curtains are like the perfect room treatment. Floor to ceiling coverage, absorption, diffusion. Basically, these can make or break a room. In most cases, if you have a bad listening room, the most efficient, cost-effective way to do room treatments is just get curtain rod, get some thick curtains. They can get expensive with acoustic curtains, but even basic ones that are lined can have a big effect. When you start adding up the amount of fabric here, really important for first reflection points. So again, that impresses me right off the bat. But this gear is top notch. Audio Vector, this is one of the top models. Which model is this one?
It's the R8.
R8? Okay. This is gorgeous. I think this is the one I heard in Long Beach at the show 2 years ago, or maybe the one right below it. And the finish is just beautiful. And it's very innovative in terms of the back porting. This is more than just another box speaker with their, and then the bottom firing driver, is that correct? Is there a, yes, I remember.
Inside there are two woofers working together in one cabinet.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
It's a compound.
And this back,
That's
each one
the bass reflex, that's the mid-range, and that's the hole for the tweeter.
Okay, so this is basically a port for the tweeter.
It's only a port for the tweeter.
And this is another mid-range, an actual driver here. This is very advanced in terms of not your typical speaker. And then you've got the grounding, which is again something you don't see, but lots of people I know swear by the improvement of grounding the entire speaker. Thorn's turntable for LP playback. Thorn's cartridge. And probably my new favorite brand for providing value. Just aesthetics, performance. Is beautiful chassis work. Usually the logo, the button to turn on and off is part of the logo. Really clever. I don't want to turn them on and off to show you, but brilliant. Not just off-the-shelf stamped aluminum case. This is very nice.